Robinson, and I'm a graduate student at Liberty University, majoring in the Human Services program. As part of my group leading report project for my 511 Group Dynamics course, I will be discussing information about my experience with leading a support group. This process includes the content area, the general information about members who volunteer to participate, and my evaluation at the end of this presentation. The group consisted of one volunteer, a co-teacher, as a co-leader, a teacher, six parents, four males, and four females and two males, parents. The meeting was held on Wednesday, November 28th at 2:00 p.m. in the Media Center, in the school that I'm employed with and have been employed with for the past 20 years. I selected the Media Center because I wanted to give the parents an opportunity to sit in an environment where their child is on a daily basis, and just to get a sense of safety and security within that environment. I address key and relevant real-life circumstances in order to provide parents with the resolutions to the challenges they are faced with on a daily basis. I was excited about the exercises that I had established for the meeting. My goal was for members to understand that even in the midst of their troubles and imperfections, God was still relevant in their life. The dynamics of the group first began with coming together as a group, agreeing to come together as a group. And once we did that, at the first session, I opened up the meeting with refreshments, giving the members the opportunity to get to know each other and to fellowship as well, through fellowship. Afterwards, the members was offered to introduce themselves, and I introduced myself. The co-leader introduced herself as well to the group as a whole, just to get a abreast on who was actually there at the meeting. And of the participants. Ideally, the purpose of the group was to bring awareness about the child's everyday school setting, just to get an idea of what the child day looks like. To help with this process, I provided members with a folder, and in the folder, I included the child's school attendance, their daily report card and disciplinary information, as well as their teacher, classroom, and location of their classroom in the folder. I also included after-school activities that the school had already had put in operation. I discussed the importance of confidentiality as well at the beginning of this meeting, and asked all members to verbally agree that whatever we discuss in the meeting will remain in the meeting confidentially. I used, for my first exercise, I used a easel pad, a 25 by 30 easel pad, as a prop and a visual aid to note the key points that we were discussing as we moved along in the meeting. I used the word phrase round exercise, and named it Care to Share. And this exercise was designed for members to create a to-do list for their child, and then we discussed what was on the to-do list. This purpose of this exercise was to help parents understand what kind of parent they were, and what they possibly could improve on as far as maintaining their child's disciplinary status. I also did a scaling exercise to give members an opportunity to self-evaluate themselves. Moving forward, I had an open floor discussion, giving members the chance to share what the school could improve on. One of the parents suggested that students be rewarded for their good behavior with incentives. And I suggested that the school would have a speak out forum, an after school program, which would be designed to give students a chance to share their concerns about the school overall and what can be improved to help them through their educational experience. To access my effectiveness, to ask for self-assessment purposes, to access my effectiveness and preparedness and leadership behavior, I developed a school performance survey to give the parents, the opportunity to speak about what they thought, how the meeting progressed, and whether it would could better make it better the next time we meet. Out of 50 points, I scored high in the area of organization and structure. As a group leader, it is my sole responsibility to set the tone of the group, and I do believe that I'm a giant in this area, especially with my ability to develop and structure organized projects. Therefore, I was well prepared for the meet administrative wise. However, I did miss a few marks on a few things. Missed the mark on a few things. For an example, as I began the meeting, I was a little nervous, and because I was concerned about how the members would perceive me, being that this was one of the first times I led a group of this magnitude or subject area. So to better prepare for that, I figured that next time I could set aside some time to for meditation and prayer, just to settle my emotions and just give me, build my confidence up when I'm, in front of a group at any time. Normally, I do set a time for prayer and meditation, but for some reason, particularly this time, I didn't. I guess probably because I was so anxious to do it and excited that I just missed the mark on that. Everything overall was positive. I think that the fact that I incorporated the food first and fellowship, it really loosened up the members and gave them an opportunity to get comfortable sooner than later, if you want to say. As a leader, it's important for the members to know that I heard them and I understood and support their experience. And in the setting, I was able to improve my listening skills, my eye contact skills, my active listening skills as well. So I was very proud of myself in this setting, especially, like I said, that because it was my first time leading a group in this area. As a Christian counselor, I believe that members do not have to take their heavy burdens alone. That it will be rewarding for them to release their fears and depend on God to strengthen and guide them through whatever process they are experiencing, which is why I decided to take on this type of meeting. I would hope that at our next meeting we have a few more members that come and join. A couple of the members do want to meet again, and they were anxious to share the information we discussed with other parents that they know of whose child attend the same school. But overall, I was grateful to God for affording me the opportunity to lead such a unique group of women and men, and I just look forward to continuing to do so. Thank you for your time.